What is up, boys? My name is Berate and welcome to my TEJO guide. Now in this video, I will be going over how to attack on every map on TEJO. I would be generally, in my other agent guides, be going over defensive strategies as well. However, since TEJO's utility for retakes are extremely reactionary and vary on a case-to-case basis, although having defensive plays is useful, they're not always super practical as they are not able to be consistently used in your games as much as the attack ones are. So without any further ado, let's get into it. First off is Abyss. Now, generally, the sight take that I like to do with a sight on Abyss is as follows. First off, I like to get rid of this nasty 50-50 angle right here. In a lot of games that I'll play, oftentimes the most scary part of entering onto sight, say like, you know, your jet's going to be dashing like right here, is they have to deal with this 50-50 angle right here, where there could either be someone in this corner ready to blast you as they come out, or there could be someone in this corner ready to blast you as they come out. And if you don't have any utility to clear that out, you are essentially flipping a coin every time you swing this in the hopes that while you're looking here, there ain't someone here swinging on you. So it's just really good to get rid of this 50-50 angle immediately, and it also gets rid of the nasty corners that you don't feel like dealing with. So I will blast those two, and then I'll wait and I'll hold for a second while those get cleared out. And then once those are amply cleared out, I will drone. Since the left and the right side are fully clear, I only have to worry about sight. So I will go around sight and I'll pop my drone about right here to catch anyone coming out of CT. I don't have to worry about Heaven or CT itself. Any competent team will be able to know that you should be smoking Heaven and CT on this map. If you have your ultimate, the sight take becomes a lot more straightforward. You just ult back sight like this, and you drone front sight, and you leave your two E abilities for post plant. Really is as simple as that. And as far as your stun goes, you can use your stun off of information. So say your drone scans someone, back sight, you use your stun to follow up on it to give your duelists entering an easier time with that fight. That's what A is going to be looking like. Now, coming on over to B, B is a little bit more straightforward because the game plan with B is pretty simple. Now, 99% of the time, this area back here will get naded, mollied, etc. And with TEJO is no exception. So if you want to do that, all you have to do is pop one of your things back here and maybe one back here if you want to just be really safe, and that is fine. However, another one that could also be useful is you can just have one for back here and just, you know, have a teammate ready to follow up on it. Then you could also throw one Heaven as well, or like sort of like out Heaven like this. Sort of the reasoning behind why I like to do this and why I've found success with this in my recent games is because of the fact that a lot of times people like to just sit Heaven and hold, and it's a really, really stupidly annoying angle to deal with. So if you can either force them back, you know, into Heaven, or you force them out into a more unsafe angle like this, that is most likely going to do you well. But the essential thing that you want to be sure is naded is this back area right here, because this is so annoying to deal with if you don't have some kind of hard CC to clear that out. And as far as your drone goes, you're just going to be droning what your E abilities don't clear. You're going to be seeing a common theme here with these takes is you are droning what your other abilities haven't already cleared. So there I didn't really get to pop my drone, but notice how I'm not really worried about back sight because that's what my nukes were for. I'm more worried about this area of sight and then popping my thing right here to catch anyone, you know, rotating here, rotating here. That's outside of my drone's vision because your drone is nearsighted. It's not like a Sova drone that has infinite like sight. Your drone is nearsighted, so your scan needs to be utilized at the end of it. Anyways, so that is what an Abyss take is going to look like. As far as ultimates go, again, your ultimate makes sight takes extremely straightforward. You nuke them like that, and you use your drone to clear everything else. It really is as simple as that. And then if you are using your nuke for your sight take, you want to hold on to these so that you can have them for post plant. You can use them off of reaction. You can, you know, force people out of corner, slow down their retake. You don't need your E abilities for the sight take if you've already used your ultimate. General rule of thumb. All right, next map. All right, boys, and welcome to Bind. Now, in my original TEJO strategy guide that I posted earlier this week on this channel, I did go over the bind A take, but I will go over it again in this video. But here is what I like to do for my bind A takes. First off, immediately you're going to nuke lamps. You're going to get rid of lamps. Now, reason being why you want to get rid of lamps is the same reason why you'd want to brimstone ult lamps when you have it. Lamps control is very, very important on this map. And if you can just essentially press a single button on your keyboard and get lamps control almost instantly, you want to be going for that whenever possible. So, yeah, that's what you want to be doing. Now, as far as what you should be doing with the rest of your utility, same idea. You're going to be nuking the area that you don't want to clear, and you're going to be droning everything else. Again, not worried about lamps. I'm going to be droning here, and I'm going to be popping my drone back sight to catch anyone, you know, lingering back sight, and also to, you know, catch anyone coming out of spawn or heaven, and also to really catch anyone in this corner as well. And then your stun and your other pieces of utility are used off of the information that your other two pieces of util have given you. Same sort of strategy with every TEJO site take. You're dumping a lot of utility very early into the round, a lot of usable utility, and then your stun is off of that information. And again, your ultimate is going to be extremely like brain dead in terms of site takes. You can essentially just use this to clear out the entirety of back sight, and then you can use your drone for really anything else that you would want. Since you're using your ult for back sight, you do want to actually just look slightly to the left in lamps with your drone as you're sort of walking towards back sight, just because you're not going to have your nukes to clear that, because again, the theory is you want to be saving these for post plant if you've used your ultimate for this actual site take. Moving on to B site here, you actually have a couple of options of how you could use your E ability. Your drone pathing will generally be the same on B, but there's a lot of like dumb angles on B that you have to worry about that can be cleared out with your nukes very, very well. Now, the first one and the most obvious one is obviously just hookah, right? You can just get rid of, like, you know, all the dumb angles you have to deal with in hookah. You can clear the entirety of this corner. You can clear this corner. You can clear this corner. Anything that has to do with hookah. Now, if you want to just, like, make it easier on yourself, you can use this sort of nuke setup right here. The reason why you'd want to do this is it gets rid of this angle right here. Oftentimes people will just sit here, wait for people to jump out of hookah and spray them out. That's really annoying to deal with. And if you don't feel like pre-firing this and risk getting swung as you're spraying, you could also just clear this corner, and then as those nukes are going, you just have to make sure you hard clear all of these so that you're not going to get shot by anyone, you know, sitting right here, you know, sitting up here, sitting on this off angle, etc. So that's another option if you want to use your nukes to clear out hookah. However, you're not going to really be doing that unless they're like making you scared of hookah, like they're playing hookah a lot. Oftentimes people will, especially in the lower ranks like diamond and below, they'll just give up hookah control entirely because, I mean, they just don't understand the importance of hookah control, or they just have a different strategy around it. So when that's the case and your enemies aren't really taking hookah, I like to nuke either right here and right here. This just gets rid of the two annoying angles. It gets rid of this corner. It also gets rid of anyone, you know, sitting in tube here. I guess you can sort of like camp out a little bit like on either end here and then still be sort of safe from hookah, but it just makes them a lot more uncomfortable. And of course, obviously clearing out this corner is good. Alternatively, if you know that they don't like to play right here, you could nuke right here, and you could also nuke back sight. The backside nuke didn't come out for some reason. Again, sort of same idea as before. You're trying to flush them out and make them need to move out of the way. Or another honorable mention is this site right here and this site right here. If you nuke right here, you only really nuke right here if you know that there's going to be someone playing like in this corner right here, which you'd be surprised the amount of people will start to play in this corner if they get a little bit, you know, hungry for kills, because nobody clears this unless they know to clear it. So if you know they like to play in that corner a lot, that is good. And again, same theory as before. You use your drone to clear out what your nukes don't. So let's say for this hypothetical example, I'm clearing this and this. I would then drone the other places. So I would clear this, I would clear here, I'd clear this corner, I'd come here, and then I would pop it back sight, just like that. Notice how I didn't worry about this, and I didn't worry about inside of tube, because my nukes literally just cleared those. Why would I need to re-clear that with my drone if I just cleared it with another piece of my utility? And again, I will rehash this on every single site take. You use your stun off of the information that your drone or your stuns give you, period. And as far as ult takes would go, this is probably the ult route. This is probably the ult take route that I would personally go for. I would nuke backside like this, but notice how I'm angling it a little bit. I want to make sure that I'm covering this, back here, this, and all of 2. So it would look something like this. And then with my drone, I would only have to worry about clearing this. And then I could actually go a little bit into elbow here and try and catch anyone, you know, sitting right there and getting a bunch of information from my team. And this is pretty much the entire side is yours because it's assumed that this is going to be smoked and this is going to be smoked by the time your team wants to come out onto site. So that's how Bind is going to be looking with TEJO on attack. Next map. All right, Fracture. Now, Fracture is a pretty good map for TEJO, I would say. And, well, here's why. You can just clear out the entirety of site with your nukes on A. You could just, you know, hit him with one of these, and hit him with one of these, and then the entire site is just yours, pretty much. You essentially are getting rid of every single angle on site that they can actually hold from, because they can't hold up here, because then they're going to get nuked. They can't be down here, because then they're going to get nuked. They can't be back here, because they're going to be nuked. So generally what I see with TEJO is you'll nuke here, and you'll nuke stairs, and that'll just entirely get rid of any like scariness of holding on site. Or if they like to sit on drop, you can sit up here and up here. But the only essential nuke that I would say is definitely make sure that you're nuking up here, because this covers this angle right here. This covers, you know, this angle right here. This covers this. You want to make sure that you're just covering the entirety of this. And your second nuke can be a little bit freeform. Oftentimes I'll see people in slightly higher ranks be playing like this angle sort of right here, especially if they know that they don't like to take control of, I forgot the cost for this. I think it's like sands, I'm pretty sure. Rope, I don't know. Oftentimes they'll be sitting like right here or right here, and you know, like playing here, waiting for them to come out and trying to like, you know, like nail the planter like this. So if you know they like to do that, another option is you could just drop a nuke right here, as well as dropping it right here. Just, again, this is the only essential nuke I would say. And again, as I have said multiple times before, you use your drone to cover what your nukes don't cover. Need I say more, right? So you're going to probably be behind this box like here, and you're just going to be coming over on this area. You're going to be glancing at drop. You're going to come here, and then you're going to pop it. I actually forgot to left click and pop it there, but you're going to be popping it around this area right here to try and catch anyone, you know, running through CT, to get the suppression, to get the, you know, stun off, to get the scan, to get the information, stalling power, etc., etc. And I have reiterated this so many times in this video, but you use your stun off of the information that your other pieces of utility give you. You don't use your stun dry, because that is just a waste. You're gambling for absolutely no reason when you have your information abilities right here at your fingertips that make this infinitely more effective. Also, you can make your stun stick, or you can make your stun bounce. Not a lot of people know that, but there you go. Now, with the ultimate, I would say that the ultimate take for this site would, I mean, like how much more straightforward can you really get? Your ultimate covers the entirety of site, so you just don't have to worry about it. An honorable mention ult would be something like this, probably. It doesn't cover the entirety of site, but it does get rid of this platform angle as well. It doesn't cover stairs though. So how you'd use your drone in tandem with this is after you know, launch that ult, you just do a quick stairs check, and then after that you can, you know, clear out whatever else you want. Again, A is probably the most brain dead site for TEJO. Now B is where it gets slightly a bit more complicated, because you have a couple of options, but these are the ones that I have found to be the most optimal. First off, this is one of the must-have nukes. You definitely want to be nuking this like part of site right here. This part of site is so stupid to clear out normally, even if you have something like a Sova Dart or something. But with TEJO's nade, you can clear that out pretty good. Now, it's your second nade that you have a couple of options with, but the main two that I see a lot in games that work out for me is you either use your second nuke for this area back here, or use your second nuke for heaven. And obviously the reasoning behind it is variable. You throw this nuke. If you want to throw it heaven, you're obviously stalling them from, you know, having heaven control and pushing out. Or if you're Throwing it back here, you can obviously see that it's just to clear out anyone that would be sitting back here, you know, maybe peeking out here, peeking out like this. So generally you have options. I have so many Discord notifications going on in the background. Sorry if you guys can hear that. That's not your Discord, by the way, people watching this video. That is not your Discord going off. That is my Discord going off. I should probably put myself to do not disturb, shouldn't I? Like, if I put myself to do not disturb, that would just fix this entire issue. I'm putting myself to do not disturb. I'm on do not disturb now, so y'all don't hear the Discord notifications. I am so intelligent, chat. Why am I saying chat? I'm not even streaming. I'm not going to cut this out of the video. I'm leaving this in the video. I'm probably not even going to edit this part of the video. I'm probably just going to leave it raw. You guys are getting my raw, unfilteredness right here. If I was truly unfiltered, I would get demonetized and canceled immediately. However, moving swiftly on from that, as far as ultimate takes go, the site is pretty small. So your ultimate can just cover the entirety of site. Or all of the, you know, like the usable parts of site. You can sort of throw it like this. If you want to be a little bit more fancy with it, you can throw it like this. If you want to just be that guy and just like rail anyone coming out from here, you can just throw it like this and then, you know, use your drone for the rest of the site. Yeah, no, honestly, this site is pretty straightforward. You just have a couple of options and you just have to be playing off of what the enemies have been normally doing. If they play back here, nuke back here. If they play heaven, nuke heaven. I mean, I guess an honorable mention is if they like to play right here, you can nuke right here. But quite literally, all they have to do is just back up and bada bing, bada boom, they have all their value. Or, you know, they can just play sort of like this angle right here. But it's an option. The option's there. I mean, like, we have free will. Speaking of free will, blink and breathe manually, people. Blink and next map. Alright, boys, welcome to Haven, our first three-sided map of the video. Now, Haven is, again, pretty straightforward with TEJO, but you have a couple of options. First off, this is just something that's specific to Haven. Please, please, for the love of everything good, use your drone to clear out short. It's such a simple thing to do, but just the sheer amount of value you get for droning short with any agent, like this isn't even a TEJO thing. If you have a Sova drone, if you have, you know, like your Gecko wingman, Raise boom bot, just use your utility to clear out short. Short is so stupid to clear out, especially if you know, like have like losers playing like right here, right, or any losers playing right here, right. Yes, it's a one and done angle, but it's a very good one and done angle, and they're probably going to get one or maybe two. If you don't meticulously clear this, just remove the risk entirely. Please, 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 initiator, duelist, whatever, drone utility having players, just use your drone to clear short, please. Okay, anyways, after you use your drone to clear short, like I know you're going to be doing every day from now on, every time you play this map, you have a couple of options of where to throw your nukes. You can throw your nukes graffiti like this. These nukes are pretty strong just because everyone and their mother likes to play graffiti on this map. I don't know why. I mean, like, it's a good angle because, like, you know, you get like options here, you get options to blast people here, but like you could just get rid of that angle entirely. Another option is you could clear default and CT like this. That'll just get rid of anyone hiding on site. Now, like, realistically, they could hide hell as well, so you could just sort of clear out hell like this. You could sort of do that, but, you know, there is a gap here that they could hide. I mean, I guess you could be, like, a little bit more goofy with it and, like, fully clear out hell like this, but then back site is left open. I would say that Haven A site is one of the weaker sites for TEJO, unless you have your ultimate. If you have your ultimate, I mean, like, do I even have to make a point here? Like, you're just getting rid of every, like, danger angle on side, except for, like, the very, very back of, you know, hell, but, you know, you can just use your imagination. Anyways, yeah, A site for TEJO, not the best. You are using your drone to clear out short. And again, use your stun off of information that your other pieces of utility give you. Except an honorable mention for a stun would be, you know, say you want to use one of your things to clear out this corner, and then you want to use this to clear out this. You're allowed to use this to clear out hell if you want. This is the only time where you're allowed to just do this dry, just because there's so many angles on site that you have to clear, and since the site is so wide that you're not really going to get any value out of it. So probably the A take that I do most often is I nuke here, and then I'll either just hard clear this, because, you know, they can't be in this corner, so if they still want to play graffiti, they're going to be like way over here. So what I'll do is I'll just clear this, hold for any walkouts here, and then I'll just slice the pie here. I'll be sure to hard clear this. I'll get into this corner, and then after that, I'll play off of any information. If they come out CT, I'll stun CT. If they want to drop heaven, I'll stun heaven. If they want to, you know, come out hell, I'll come here. You have options, but that's just what the standard A take for me would look like. But I will admit, TEJO is not the best for taking the A site. Thank you. Moving on over to B here. B, generally my rule of thumb on Haven on attack is just don't go B. B is so easy to retake for the defenders, regardless of what team comp they have. They just have so many angles to pinch the site from that if you don't have a colossal amount of map control outside of B, like, you're just gonna get like rolled on the retake on B, just because there's so many angles they can come from. They can flank from garage, they can flank from window, they can flank from grass. They have option to come from here, they have an option to come from here, not to mention all the places that they could just hold the site from. So I say that B is for faking. I say B is a good spot to plant if you're in like a 1v1 clutch scenario, because of the amount of angles that you can play and the amount of possibilities you have. But if you are playing a general 5 versus 5 ranked environment type deal, round just started, don't rush B, don't plant B, don't plan to end B. It's just not a good idea. So for that reason, I will not be going over how to take site with TEJO on B, just because there isn't really anything good. Because like you could clear backside in this, you know, like you can clear backside and then you have like a nuke for this as well. But then, you know, you have to deal with, well, this angle right here. You have to deal with the omen up here. You have to deal with, you know, your smokes being late. So there's a person right here. There could be a person backside right here. There could be someone right here. And oh, but Berate, you can use your drone. You can use your drone to clear it. You can use your drone to clear it. Oh my goodness, I'm so smart. Yeah, all that just to get like rolled on the retake, no thank you. So if you're dumb enough to go B, if you're silver 2, go B all you want, have a blast. You can just use your drone to clear all of it and save your nukes for post plant. But if you're in any rank above like gold 1, just don't go B. It's not worth it. Anyways, with all that being said, let us go C. Now C site is very simple. Again, definitely one of the must clears for C site is platform like this. Clearing back platform like this is very, very like important. However, they could just also just play right here. So if you want to just like really, really annoy the platform players, you can just nuke both. Bro, I don't know why both my nukes never want to come out. There we go. But yeah, you can just clear all of platform like this. And then you can just use your drone to clear the rest of the side. That's probably what like a standard C take for me would look like. Is I would just get into this corner here. I would nuke both sides of platform. And then I would use my drone to come over here. I would check close right like this. I would check logs. I would check back sight. And then I'll pop it somewhere around CT to catch them coming out of CT. Garage is pretty scary. But if you are scared of garage, you should have 2 people splitting through garage regardless if you're going C. So you have options here. So definitely, I would say the best spots for your nukes is just to clear out platform. It's really just the best way to do it, in my opinion. And obviously, if you have your ultimate, you know, again, like this is the most brain dead character in the video game. You nuke this, and then after that, you can actually just have your drone just fully clear garage for your team. Like, that's if it doesn't get shot, but I mean, if it gets shot, then whoop-de-doo, they shot it, you know where it got shot from, so there's your information right there. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about this, I'm not gonna lie. Next map, you know, I will say that having 2 3-sided maps in the same map rotation with each other should be some kind of felony, and I should file a class action lawsuit against Riot Games. For this reason alone. But without any further ado, we got Lotus. Now, Lotus for TEJO is pretty interesting, I guess. Just because, like, I'm noticing you don't really get quite a bit of value out of his utility on Lotus, or not more than you would get on any other map. Just because, let's say for an A take, for example, there's so many angles that you're going to have to clear. But let me give you a couple of honorable mentions. First off, an option, you could use one of your nukes to clear back here. This is generally a good idea. A lot of people like to play back here, especially in the higher ranks. You know, like people who get egos, they'll play back here. Especially like Reina players, or like, you know, like players with a get out of jail free card like Chamber. They'll just, you know, be playing here, bum 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 bum, and then, you know, just like teleport out. So nuking back here is a good idea sometimes. If you want to be a little bit cheesy with it, you can throw a nuke back here, and your missile will actually insta-break the door. So if you want, for whatever reason, to insta-break the door, all you have to do is just throw... You just have to be standing somewhere in A main, and then throw your nuke anywhere in link, and your nuke will just go and break the door. That is an option that you have. Why would you want to break the door on attack? I don't know. Maybe if you're planning on doing a fake and like rotating through B, that's an option. Just know the option is there. This is the same thing for the doors on Ascent. RIP Ascent. Please bring back my child in the next patch. Yeah, so that is an option that you have for a site that would be useful enough to be aware of, that I will mention it here. Now, you have a couple of other options here. If you want to take tree, I wouldn't use any util to take tree, because you can just like spam this and pre-fire this. But if you're a little bit extra paranoid and you want to take tree, you could also just nuke back here. But I say it isn't worth it because of the fact that you can just pre-fire this. As far as nukes on site, I would say that nuking back here is very, very good, and I would like put it in the essential tier, because since this little cubby exists, a lot of people play back here. And another honorable mention for site nukes is drop right here. Oftentimes you'll get people sort of just sitting drop here, you know, just like trying to get free kills here on anyone coming out of tree. So I would say if you just want to focus your nukes on site, nuke back here, nuke drop, and then use your drone to clear out everything else. So that's what I would say is good for the site take. And then obviously, I mean, like, TEJO's ultimate is TEJO's ultimate. And like, need I say more? Just boom. Maybe just do that. I don't know. And then just use your drone to clear out the rest of the site, or just walk out on site because they're going to be pushed out anyways. Yeah. Now this is one of the only opportunities I would say where using your stun at the very start of the round is very good. Oftentimes what I will do with some success is I'll just like jiggle at and pre-fire a stun on this angle right here, because 99% of the egotistical jet players that you see are just going to be sitting right here with like an outlaw or like an operator or something, just ready to try and blast you like right here. They'll be sitting, you know, with like one of these trying to kill you, get one and get out. Or if they're feeling a little bit extra juicy, they'll sit right here and then, you know, try and dash out like that. So this is a very common angle that I see a lot of like egotistical duelist players playing, which is, I mean, let's be honest, is every duelist player out there has an ego. So I'll just pre-fire a stun right here just so I don't have to worry about it, and then I just, you know, clear this, clear this, clear this. That's just my thoughts on like the A take. You have so many options and so many places that you can actually stun that there is no one size fits all for this site. Let's get onto it. B. Now, B on this site sort of has the same problem as B on Haven, as I just don't go B. The site is way too easy to retake. B is for faking, B is for clutching, B is for like 1v1s, 2v1s, 2v2s, even like 3v3s. I wouldn't say this site is as egregiously bad as Haven in terms of like its retake value, but just look at the sheer amount of angles you can retake the site from. You can come from door, you can come from flank, you can come from link, you can come from heaven, you can come from CT. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles that defenders could possibly retake the site from. I would say it's just not a good idea to play here. However, I will go over how to take the site with TEJO because it's my channel. I get to do whatever I want. So first off, I would say that using your things to clear out this corner is pretty essential, just because this is one of the most common angles in the game. So you can clear out this corner with TEJO's thing. And honorable mentions, you can use it to clear out Link. You know, you can just entirely get rid of this 50-50 angle, or if you want to be a little bit more juicy with it, clear out this corner, and then you can, you know, use this to stall any heaven pushes that may happen. Because realistically, this is going to be smoked, and this is going to be smoked. And then, of course, you know, the standard, you can use your drone to clear out anything else. You can check heaven, you can, you know, come through Link, you can check this. Do whatever you got to do. Just make sure that this angle right here is cleared. I would say that this one is the most important one, and then anything else you can sort of just do off of what they've been doing. If they like to sit here and play this angle, you can nuke them out of pit. Like, you have options here. I would say taking site here is a lot more viable than Haven, but I digress. Now let's move on over to C here. C is about as simple as it gets. You want to nuke Bend, and you want to either nuke site, or you want to like stall them from coming out of here. I would say that making sure you nuke back here is very important, because you want to push them out into the open where you can shoot them, or you want to push them out here into the open where you can shoot them. Another honorable mention is you could also nuke off to the left here as well. Just get rid of that angle. However, I would say that nuking back here and stalling out the retake, and then just using your drone to then clear this and then sort of wrap around site like this is going to give you a lot more value than just nuking it. That's just my personal thoughts of my like 50 or so games I've played with this character, of just what I've seen working in my games and just what I've labbed and what I've seen worked. Now, that's really as far as it goes. As far as ultimates go, also, I should have gone over B ultimates. Bada bing, bada boom, the entirety of B site is yours. As far as C side ultimates, I would say that TEJO's ultimate isn't the best for C, but if you must use it for C, I would say that this is good. It flushes out the entirety of site, and it also clears out this back bend angle so that your drone is free to make sure that close left is good, that waterfall is good, and any stragglers coming out of CT are promptly dealt with. Next map. All right, time for Rush B Simulator. I mean, Pearl, yeah, definitely Pearl. Now, as far as a B take for Pearl goes, all missiles away. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Get rid of this dumb angle and then get rid of back screens. It really is as simple as that. And then once you get up to about this point right here, you can use your drone to clear out sight. You don't have to worry about back here, so you can either use your drone to, you know, clear out sight like this, or if you want to get a little bit more juicy with it, you can... Oh my goodness, my drone is just completely bugging out on me. You can use your drone to just fully gung-ho it to, you know, back hauls like that and clear it like that. However, I would say if you're going to do that, make sure you start your drone a little bit closer to the site so you can clear this and then get a solid scan off here. And then, you know, stun off the information. This is pretty straightforward. Ultimates, I would say ulting back hauls is very strong. So you can sort of do an ultimate like this, and then you would use your drone then to make sure that back sight is clear and also any ratty angles on sight. Now this is one of those sites where I could say, and I could make an argument, that you can use both your nukes and your ultimate on the same site take, just because there's a lot of like ratty angles you have to deal with on this site. But this map is so offense-sided as is that, I mean, you're not going to really have any issues with that. Yeah, honestly, that's about as straightforward as it gets. Moving on over to A here, there's, you know, again, like, Pearl is about as straightforward as it gets when it comes to TEJO. You're going to be nuking this right side right here. And then for your second nuke, you have a couple of options. You could either nuke dugout, or you could nuke back site like this. Either one will do you good. Just make sure that you have to hard clear this little corner here, but as long as you get rid of the actual corner itself, you should be fine, because then hard clearing this afterwards and pre-firing it is extremely easy. So do this, or you can just nuke dugout like this as well. And after you hard clear this, be sure to hold this and, you know, catch them as they're running out, or like this. You catch them as they're running out here, and then after that you hard clear this. It's just whatever comes across your line of sight first. As far as ultimates go, Baba Booey, you can just ult like that, and then, you know, use your drone like this, right? Then you can actually use your drone to like sort of clear dugout, do like a little 360 here, and then clear all of that, scan that. That's about as simple as it gets. But yeah, I do believe that was the last map that is in the current competitive map rotation. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. I do work very hard on these videos research-wise, even though they aren't edited as, you know, crazily as some other guide channels. I try to pump as much usable information as I can into these so that you can be the most well-equipped to go straight into your ranked games after watching this video, fully armed with knowledge in a more large package. Anyways, join the Discord server down below. I will be reviewing my VOD review series, so if you do have a VOD to submit, then please put that in the VOD submission channel in the Discord. Be sure to read the rules so that, you know, it will actually get reviewed, and I will be doing VOD reviews again at some point and posting them into videos. Anyways, brush your teeth today, because I know for a fact I haven't. Well, bye.